Hey, can I ask you something personal? Have you ever tried to move on from someone, but no matter what you do, it just doesn't work? You try distracting yourself, you make do to forget, you even tell yourself it's over, but deep down, it's like your heart just won't let go. And then comes that confusing thought. What if this isn't just me holding on? What if Allah doesn't want me to move on yet? Now I know that sounds risky to say out loud, right? We don't want to mix emotions with signs from Allah. But sometimes, it's not just feelings. Sometimes, it's deeper. So in this video, I want to walk you through something really personal and spiritual. 7 signs that maybe Allah doesn't want you to move on from someone. And please don't take this as a reason to hold on to a harem relationship. This is for those of you who sincerely prayed for clarity, who tried to let go, who are walking with Allah and still feel that heart pull. Let's get into it. Sign 1. You keep being pulled back to Istikhara. You know that feeling when your heart is confused. You want to let go. You really do. But every time you think you're done, you feel this nudge. Pray Istikhara again. And it's not about dreaming of them. It's not about fantasizing. It's this deep, quiet urge to turn back to Allah. You keep asking, Ya Allah, if they're good for me, bring it closer, and if not, remove them from my heart. But still nothing moves. They're still there in your thoughts, in your prayers. You try to run away from the feeling, but instead you keep being guided back to prayer. That might not just be your heart missing them, it might be Allah telling you, wait, the door's not closed yet. The Prophet taught us that Istikhara is our way of saying, Ya Allah, you know I don't. So if you keep being drawn back to that dua, it could be that the answer hasn't fully arrived yet. Sign 2. The relationship helped you grow in deen. Let me ask you, did being around this person make you a better Muslim? Did they push you to become more serious about Salah? To stop listening to haram music? To fix your intention? To want halal instead of haram? If yes, that's huge, because most relationships today are built on ego, drama, and desire. But if this one actually made you grow, maybe that's worth paying attention to. Allah says in the Quran, good men are for good women, and good women are for good men. Surah An-Nur 24:26. So if your connection with this person wasn't just emotional, but spiritual, that's not something to ignore. And if you're finding it hard to move on, it could be because that growth wasn't meant to be temporary. Maybe there's more to that story than just feelings. Sign 3. Allah keeps removing everyone else, but not them. This one hits hard. You try to move on, you meet new people, you talk to others, you even convince yourself, maybe I'll find someone better. But no one fits, no one feels right, no one brings that same calm. And it's not because you're comparing, it's because your soul just can't feel at home with anyone else. And what's more strange, other people keep disappearing from your life. Allah removes them, but not that one person. It's like the universe keeps circling back to them. You pray, Ya Allah, if they're not for me, take them out of my heart. But Allah doesn't. And sometimes, that silence is an answer too. Maybe He's saying, I haven't replaced them because I haven't removed them yet. Sign 4. Their name shows up when you're closest to Allah. Picture this. You're in sujud. You're praying tahajjud. You're standing in front of the Kaaba. Your heart is clean. You're in a state of worship. No distractions. And suddenly their name comes to your lips. Not with pain. Not with craving. Just a sincere dua. Ya Allah, if they're written for me, bring us together in a way that pleases you. You're not obsessing. You're not fantasizing. It's just that their presence keeps showing up in your heart when you're closest to your Creator. That's not always a sign of weakness. Sometimes, your pure soul, recognizes something your mind is still trying to process. And that kind of connection isn't ordinary. Sign 5. The doors keep opening, not closing. Okay, let's be real. When something isn't meant for you, Allah usually shuts the door fast. Suddenly the path breaks, the communication stops, the distance grows. He protects you from what's not written for you. But in your case, somehow, the doors don't close. You try to forget them, and suddenly their name pops up somewhere. A mutual friend mentions them, something reminds you of them, or even stranger, your paths cross again unexpectedly. You're not trying to chase it, you're not forcing it, but things just keep aligning naturally. Like Allah is saying, this story isn't done yet. Now that doesn't mean you should hold on blindly, but it does mean maybe pause, observe. Because sometimes, what looks like coincidence is actually Allah, writing Qadr. Sign 6. You feel a deep responsibility for their soul. Now, this one's not about romance. It's deeper. You feel this sacred sense of care for their well-being. You want them to be okay. You make dua for their deen. You want them to get closer to Allah even if it's not with you. You're not trying to own Thurn. You're just concerned for their soul. That's not nafs. That's Rahmah, mercy. The Prophet said, "None of you truly believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself." Bukhari and Muslim. So if your attachment has evolved from obsession to sincere care, if you'd be happy just seeing them succeed with or without you, that's a big sign your bond has matured. And maybe Allah is keeping it alive, because it's become something pure. Sign 7. You feel calm, even in the unknown. And finally, maybe you still don't have clarity. You're not sure if it's ever going to work out. But despite all that you feel peace, not desperation, not overthinking, just this quiet feeling of, Ya Allah, I trust you. If it's meant to be, you'll make it happen. If not, I'll still be okay. That calm is not ordinary. It's not from you. It's from Allah. Because once you stop clinging to a person and start clinging to your Creator, that's when the real surrender happens. And Allah promises, whoever leaves something for the sake of Allah, He will replace it with something better. Ahmad. So maybe you haven't moved on, not because you're weak, but because deep down, Allah is still writing that chapter. Look, I don't know your story. I don't know if this person is meant for you or not. But if even one of these signs resonated with your soul, then slow down. Don't rush to move on. Turn to Allah more than you turn to your feelings. Because the same Lord who gave you this attachment can turn it into a miracle or turn it into a lesson. Either way, you win. But if they still come to your heart when you raise your hands in dua, don't ignore that. It might not be weakness. It might be guidance. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, Awakening by Islam. Share it with someone who needs it, because sometimes healing doesn't come from forgetting. It comes from understanding. Until next time, stay patient, stay hopeful, and always stay connected to Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.